Okay, this is a video for a 2001 GSXR 1000. I know this problem was pretty common on Hayabusas as well. This is if you press your starting button and it just spins and doesn't go anywhere. So I'm gonna kind of run through the system and kind of how it's built. So here's the case. Here's my broken case. And the boss that goes into the other side of this, there's like a little hoop that's right here. I'll show you the new one in just a minute. There's a little like pin that goes in here that holds a gear. Here's the starting gear, the starting motor. This one spins. There's another gear here. I'll assemble it all so I can kind of show it to you, but I just kind of want to explain what happens and how it breaks and stuff. So the first gear sits about right here on the starting motor, and then sits this way, but right here on this gear there's another gear that sits on the pin, and I have everything here that I'll show you in just a second. And when there's a lot of pressure on this gear, when it kind of turns, here's the case. This is part of your block, so this can't be replaced, but there's a little oil hole here. I think it's just a drain. Somebody in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong, but this breaks, so this pin gets loose, and then the gear, when it sits on the starting motor, kind of like this, all it takes is for it to bind up just a little bit, and it snaps that housing right off. So I had a friend that was in the semiconductor industry and built me a special plug that's like an oil, like an oil passage. So he was able to CNC a hex key in here so I can actually install it. It's threaded on this side, and I put a 10mm tap through here and then just kind of sucked out all the shavings and stuff. Try and make sure that your shavings don't get inside of your crankcase. And even if they do, drain your oil and make sure that you get them all out, because you don't want that metal sitting in there and stuff. But I was able to make these so the pin is gonna ride on this sleeve right here, and then the end of the threads that's right there is gonna sit flush with the block right here. So I'll kind of put that in and show you what that looks like. So this is gonna thread in right here. It's a little tough to do with one hand, but we are going to attempt. I'll put this in here, and then I'll grab my sleeve. Got all my parts straighten out. So the sleeve is gonna sit like that, and then this gear sits on this sleeve that goes in. So it will be held in from the back by that thread, and then it will be held in the front by my new case, which I don't know, is somewhere around here. Somewhere around here and all my fun stuff. But I'll be back in just a minute to kind of show you how all this assembles and all this goes together and where this piece kind of fits in, because I didn't want to plug this hole up. I'd seen a forum where somebody put a rod in here to hold it in place, and they said it ran like really poorly, but that was about all I was able to find on them, because most people, when this happens, they just replace the block. And so I'm really not trying to replace the block. I'm just trying to find a temporary solution, and then when we install this, I'll probably bring out another video that shows kind of how it runs and like if it's successful or not. So we're gonna find out. And if anybody out there needs one of these and kind of wants to get in contact with me, I do think that I could have the semiconductor make another one, and then it could be for sale. So just kind of, leave a comment, contact me, and we can kind of figure all that out. So I'm gonna come back in just a minute to show you everything kind of assembled and how it's all gonna go together. So stay tuned.